You said, I want to create a cinema that replicate beauty, power, and alienation of black music. Could you
Yeah.
explain it to me?
Well, basically, it's a mantra for us. We want to create a cinema with the power, beauty, and alienation of black music. It's just saying that in the space of Afro-American black expressivity, we know that music occupies a privileged space. It's like the one space in which black people's potentiality is fully realized. So if you start trying to imagine, particularly in the spaces of material expressivity, because in the space of immaterial expressivity, which is music occupies, but dance or rhetorical things, clearly we're fully manifest, we're fully actualized. But when you start thinking about the space, material activity, architecture, painting, sculpture, these things which we have thousand-year-old tradition, history in the traditional context, but in the Americas, because you can't carry architecture, sculpture, painting, which on the slave ship. When we got to the Americas, things that involved controlling material we couldn't do because we were material. We were like raw material. So those things are relatively speaking eroded. So when we try to imagine what a fully actualized manifestation of black aesthetics in the space of material expression would be, oftentimes we would go to the music, because the music is the space which sort of best exemplifies what it means to embody ourselves in an artifact. So if I say I want to do anything with architecture, car design, painting, power, beauty, and alienation of black music, that's just to try to define some of the complexity in which black music, realizes.
So your work is completely hybrid, huh?
I mean, everything is hybrid. It's a false narrative that anything isn't, So that's my only sort of resistance to it. Like, people go around, they think they're white. It's a fantasy. Like, you sit in America, they do these genetic tests. They have these white supremacist cats. And they go on these talk shows and they do this genetic test and they find like, oh, you're 40% from West Africa. You know what I mean? It's just happened time and time and time again. So people operate with these sort of false narratives of who they are. First of all, like, genetics did not define who black people are. Black people don't situate, like, ontologically speaking, don't situate being in the body, even though we're circumscribed by our bodies. Our bodies dictate where we can, we cannot go, but we don't situate our being in it. The being is just a case. It's just like, like you go to Haiti or somewhere like that, you can see like syncretism. People go to churches and they worship to St. Thomas, but it's really Ogun they're worshiping to because they don't get caught up in the container. See, so it's the same thing. Like, I mean, the shape, the form is something else. It's all about the energy, I think, at the end of the day. So.